Many young people have this question that what is the evidence? Has Mahabharata really happened?
The real evidence for Mahabharata is, according to Mahabharata, Krishna is the highest truth.
If somebody wants to read the English versions, would there be any specific publication they should refer?
Swamiji, if you see in Mahabharata, he himself justifies is that there are 8 types of vivahas.
As Kshatriyas, why did the Pandavas not retaliate at that time itself, Swamiji? These four, Karna is supposed to be the worst, Swamiji. Why is it like that? And today the world has glorified Karna like anything.
I have no personal enmity towards Karna. Swamiji, when we study Mahabharata, people forget one basic thing.
Hari Om and welcome to this podcast on the real Mahabharata. We begin with an invocation. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanao Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tado Jayamudiraye. Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidbaram. Hari Om. I am Swami Swatmananda from Chinmaya Mission, Mumbai, and I am very happy to host this podcast on the real Mahabharata. You must have seen me answering many questions, but today I am very eager to learn from Pujya Swami Sivayogananda, who is a very dynamic Acharya from Chinmaya Mission, Madurai. Swamiji was inspired by Pujya Gurudev Swami Chinmayanandaji's life, vision and work. And Swamiji joined the Vedant course conducted at Sandipani Sadhanalaya in Powai, Mumbai. And after going through the extensive 2-year Vedant course, Swamiji has been serving for the last 27 years in Chinmaya Mission Madurai and has made Chinmaya Mission Madurai a very, very dynamic center. Swamiji was initiated into sannyas by Pujya Guruji Swami Tejomayanandaji in 2010. Swamiji has conducted many, many talks, Dhyan Yajnas, camps on Upanishads, on the Bhagavad Gita, on Bhagavatam, on Ramayana. And one very unique distinction Swamiji has is that Swamiji has studied the entire Mahabharata, all the 1 lakh verses. And that's why we are very fortunate and very happy that Pujya Swamiji has come here and we are having this podcast. Swamiji has also conducted a 2-year Tamil-English residential Vedant course at Chinmaya Gardens in Coimbatore. And so here we are with Pujya Swamiji to discuss about Mahabharata and to learn from the real Mahabharata, what is actually written by Bhagwan Vedavyasji in the Mahabharata. Our discussions will be based solely on that and the extensive study that Pujya Swamiji has done. Many times our pramana is only the serials that we see or the AI versions of Mahabharata that are coming out. But what is written in the text, many times we are not aware. And so here we are. Pujya Swamiji is there to guide us based on the text. Thank you very much, Swamiji,
Hari Om, Swami.
for joining us in this podcast. And we are very eager to learn from you. So we would like to begin, Swamiji. Many young people have this question that what is the evidence? Has Mahabharata really happened?
Hari Om, Swamiji. I am extremely happy to participate in this podcast. Now, the real evidence for Mahabharata is the Mahabharata written by Vedavyasji himself. Because all that has happened during the period of Mahabharata or before even Mahabharata, everything is faithfully recorded by Bhagwan Vedavyasji. Unlike our Vedas, they are actually heard and then it was passed on. But for the first time, probably Valmiki ji wrote the entire Ramayana. Like that, this particular Mahabharata was told by Veda Vyasa ji, and we believe that it is written none other than by Lord Ganesha himself. So it is a recorded document. It is perfectly written by someone. So much later, this was given to his own disciples. Veda Vyasji gave this knowledge to Vaishampayana. Then Sutaji heard this from Vaishampayana. Then in the assembly of Shaunaka and other rishis, he recited this Mahabharata. The particular version today, what we read, was a conversation between Janamejaya and Vaishampayana. Janamejaya wanted to know the entire history about his own forefathers. So he started asking these questions. Since Vaishampayana heard directly from Veda Vyasji, then he was able to recount all that has happened. So one evidence that Mahabharata happened, this story has happened, the direct evidence is the book Mahabharata itself. And much later, now, Swamiji, the time period, since it has happened long back, a lot of people have done research on it. Many historians say that this Mahabharata actually was written 5561 BC. And some other various other researchers, they say that exactly this Mahabharata in war happened in 3138 BC. Then afterwards, Dharmaputra ruled for 36 years, almost 3102 BC. Then he handed over the kingdom to Parikshit. In fact, he handed over it to Subhatra. Then they all left for Mahaprasthana. And Parikshit ruled for 60 years. So when the entire this Kuru Vamsha was destroyed, when all this war has happened, all that, much later, Vyasaji, he went to Badrinath in a cave. Almost for 3.5 years, it took Vyasaji to write the entire Mahabharata. So a lot of research have been done. So there is enough archaeological evidence also is there that Mahabharata has happened, and it is not a myth. These characters are actually lived, and it is the account is it is detailed way it is accounted. So there is no need to doubt this epic, Swami.
Yes, Swamiji. Even I heard that there are a lot of planetary positions described in the Mahabharata, based on which the dating has been also done.
Yes, Swamiji.
And the genealogy of all the Vamshas, Chandra Vamsha, etc., is clearly
right
given.
From Brahmaji up to Janamejaya, there are the entire parampara is given. That just they can't imagine in our mind, and all the names cannot be recorded like that, Swamiji. It is very faithfully recorded, everything. So no doubt about that. So
Mahabharata is also called as an itihasa, Swamiji. Ramayana and Mahabharata, two itihasas. So any specific reason they are called itihasa? And are they different from Puranas in some ways, or do we call them as Itihasa Purana?
Swamiji, there is slight difference between what I understood between Itihasa and Purana is, see, when Itihasa is recorded, the author has no choice. He can't put his own personal likes and dislikes. He can't put his own imagination. Whatever has actually happened, see, that has to be recorded faithfully. So that is the very name Iti Ha Asa suggests that this has happened in this way only. So whatever has happened, and it is recorded by not an ordinary people. If you say Valmiki Maharishi, he was a great tapasvin. And Veda Vyasaji is also Maha Tapasvin. See, it is not just born out of their intellectual conclusions or intellectual understanding. An enormous tapas has gone into making this idihasas. So even when Valmiki ji wrote the whole Ramayana, he was contemporary to Ram. He lived during the period of Rama only. Same Vedavyasji also lived during the period of Mahabharata. So, what is accounted as it is called Idihasa. So, they cannot, put their own versions.
Imagination.
But Puranas are slightly different. The purpose of Purana is different. The purpose of Idihasa is different. Now, Purana also accounts all these histories. Basically, it is all taken from Idihasas only. But then the purpose of Purana is not to establish any fact, but they take all the popular characters from these Idihasas. Through those characters, they try to establish devotion. So the purpose is to establish devotion, not the fact. For example, Swamiji, you find Parikshit's story in Mahabharata also. The same Parikshit story we will find in Bhagavatam also. Slightly different. But then which is real? Then we should take only the Parikshit story which is accounted in Mahabharata, we should take it as real. But since Parikshit is a very popular king, in order to drive that devotion, Puranas use these names, these characters. So some part Purana takes it, but then the idea of Purana is only to establish devotion. Purana is not interested in accounting the actual
History.
fact. So there is a light. Therefore, when it comes to the history, Idihasa is more authentic. So that's how we see it, Swamiji.
So Mahabharata is also called as Panchama Veda, Swamiji. And it is also said that what is found in Mahabharata is in the world, what is not in Mahabharata is not found. Of course, it's a poetic type of an expression, but what is the reason? Why is it called as a Panchama Veda?
It is a beautiful sloga, Swamiji. Yat iha asti tad anyatra. Yat iha na asti na kutrasit. Whatever you find in Mahabharata, that you will find everywhere. What is not said in Mahabharata, you will not find anywhere. Is the very Jayo Nama Idihasoyam. So this Mahabharata is also called Jaya, actually. Now this word Jaya also, Swamiji, many people have written interpretations for this. There is something called Katapayati Sankhya, wherein the J stands for numerical 8 and Y stands for 1. But normally when this Katapaya, the Sankhya is read from right to left. So 81 is read as 18. So it contains 18 parvas. So in that sloka it is said, because when we read Vedas, Swamiji, Vedas are all in different language it is. Their Karma Kanda is there, Jnana Kanda is there. So it is all accounts of many rishis, more of rituals or upasana or jnana. But then a common man, to understand the entire theme of the Vedas, it is not that easy. So the entire theme of the Vedas, what is said in the Vedas, because the existence of higher worlds, about dharma, adharma, papa, punya, all this is already given in Vedas. But then the whole idea of the Vedas are beautifully put through the actual events that has happened during the period of Mahabharata. So all the ingredients that we find in Vedas, that is also elaborated through various discussions. So if it is Shruti, then we have something called Shruti. Then something is Idihasa. So these Idihasa and Shruti, Smriti, they are all based on only Shruti. So you will find all the ideas, I can't say concepts, all the facts, all the ideas, all the truth rendered in Vedas, we will find its expression entirely in Mahabharata. Therefore, it is considered as the fifth Veda, an extension of all the Vedas.
So like in modern language, we say that the theory and the principles are there, and then these are the case studies. In Mahabharata, we have actual depiction of all that happening.
All that Vedic ideas are beautifully given in a dialogue form also. Like Bhagavad Gita, we find Swamiji. Arjuna is actual, there is a problem. But all the truth that was imparted, all the Upadesha was given is not Krishna's own ideas. Krishna's also draw all those ideas only from Vedas. he gives in through his own experience, from his own knowledge. But the ideas are originally, they are all taken only from the Vedas. So all the Vedic ideas are given to us for the ideal situation. They are all given, demonstrated.
Yes, Swami. So it is said that there are 60 lakh verses actually in Mahabharata, but to humans only 1 lakh is available. And even many people think that that 1 lakh is also not fully written by Bhagwan Vedavyasa. He wrote some things and then other people have added more to it, and now it has become 1 lakh. So how true is this, Swamiji?
Swamiji, we can anything dates beyond time. There are always speculations will be there. Doubts will be raised. No, people can question about these even 60 existence of these 60 lakh slokas. That way we can keep questioning rationally. No, we believe that 30 lakh slokas are given to Devaloka. 15 lakhs were given to, Gandharva Loka. So then 1 lakh was given to Manushya Loka. Like that 30, 15, 14. See, we have all divided that way. What we have today in a book form is these 1 lakh slokas are there. So sometimes, Swamiji, here and there, some verses, interpolations may be there. But then, because of that, we cannot doubt the whole 1 lakh sloka is only a myth or interpolation. That, rationally we cannot judge, because an enormous amount of tapas has already gone into preparing, writing this text. So here and there, maybe some additions will be there, interpolations may be there. But then overall, if you see that 1 lakh verses, if you study the language, the flow, all that, then we need not doubt so.
So where is this given, Swamiji? Does Mahabharata itself say about the 60 lakh verses and this many given to Devatas, Gandharvas?
Swamiji, earlier it all starts with Suta telling it to Shaunaka. So it is not Vedavyasa himself says. So in that text, originally in the Mahabharata text, what we read, the authentic versions. Now if you say that Swamiji, Gita Pars is the most authentic version we refer for studying Mahabharata. In Dakshina Bharat, in Tamil Nadu, there is the authentic Kumbhakonam editions are there, Dakshina Bharat editions are there. In all these editions, it is mentioned about these 60 lakh verses are mentioned. It was given to Devaloka, some was given to Gandharva Loka, like that. Then Pitur Loka, so 30 lakhs to Devaloka, 15 lakhs to Gandharva Loka, then 14 lakhs to Pitur Loka. Then 1 lakh slokas were given to the human being, and then the teachers also different. Here it is Vaishampayana is the teacher. Like Pitraloka, Asita Devala Rishi is the teacher. So that it is all accounted in Mahabharata.
And all these 60 lakhs are dictated by Vedavyasji, written by Ganeshji, and then divided like this.
Probably, Swamiji, it should be. Because those 30 lakhs, it is not for human beings. So they meant only for the higher beings. Probably that 15 lakhs, because this universe is so vast, Swamiji. Everything that we exist in this universe is governed by dharma. Whether it is human beings or the Gandharvas or Pitras or higher beings, they also has to follow dharma. Taking the entire creation into consideration, I think probably Veda Vyasji must have composed these 60 lakh verses.
So as you said, it is for dharma, Swamiji. So the central theme of Mahabharata would be dharma, Swamiji?
Yes, Swamiji, because there is the end of the Mahabharata, we will see something called Bharata Savitri. This Bharata Savitri, it contains 4 beautiful Mahabharata verses which summarizes the entire theme of Mahabharata. So somebody wants to know what is the theme of the Mahabharata, they need not search here and there. These 4 verses of Bharata Savitri will clearly say that. There, in one of the verses, if I remember, Vedavyasji himself says, Urdu bahu viromi yesha, na kaschit shrunomi me, dharmat arthasya kamasya, kimartam na sevyate. He says that Urdu bahu viromi yesha means with uplifted arms, I shout, Nobody listens to me. After writing all these things, Vedavyas, this is, with, lifting my hands, I am just looking at all these human beings, I am just shouting, and nobody is listening to me. Dharmat, arthascha, kamascha. See, these are all the three purusharthas. There is only dharma purushartha is there, then artha purushartha is, kama purushartha is there. One is wealth, another one is the basic normal human desires, then dharma. He says they are not against artha and kama, but dharmat, arthascha, kamascha. Our wealth and all our desire must be predominantly governed by dharma. When our wealth is governed by dharma and our desires are governed by dharma, then it has its own fragrance. See, if we completely give up dharma, then the wealth has no meaning. That's what Mahabharata, what has happened to all these Duryodhanas, all that, they were so greedy. They don't want to follow dharma. So many people repeatedly, tells them what is righteousness, but then they were just driven by their own greed. What happened? Because at the end of the day, they lost all their wealth. They had to meet their own death. Therefore, the central theme is dharma. Then Mahabharata also gives more importance for Kala. It also talks about time. There are beautiful slokas we find in Mahabharata, which it talks about time. Then there is a theme of Satya. What is that Satya? According to Mahabharata, Krishna is the highest truth. Because he stands tall in this Mahabharata. He is the hero of this Mahabharata. So there is Satyam. Satyam is Lord here. Then it talks about various theories of karmas also. But predominantly, it talks about only dharma.
So you covered three Purusharthas, Swamiji. Moksha Purushartha also?
Moksha is also there, Swamiji. Because when this is taken care, then what follows is moksha will, the liberation will follow automatically. Without fulfilling these basic conditions, without, coming to the level of dharma, the mind cannot take up to the next level. And the entire Bhagavad Gita is a moksha shastram. Then there is a Sanat Sujatiya in Mahabharata, you will find. Even Vidura calls Sanat Kumar Rishi to impart that supreme knowledge to Dhritarashtra. This was given to Dhritarashtra. So there is a Vidura Nidhi. That Vidura Nidhi talks about Dharma. Then there is Yaksha Prashna is there. But Bhagavad Gita is Moksha Shastra. So like that we will find a lot of small texts you will find which talks about moksha. There's a moksha parva also in Mahabharata, part of Shanti parva.
If somebody wants to study the Mahabharata, Swamiji, as you said, Gita Press edition is the thing which we follow. If somebody wants to read the English versions, would there be any specific publication they should refer to?
I think probably recently lot of people have, lot of publications have come out with original Sanskrit verse and the English translation. But when I studied, basically I studied the whole Mahabharata in Tamil. There is a Dakshina Bharat version. It's a beautiful version. But then all the sloka, I compared that and Gita Press verses. Slight differences will be there. Compared to Gita Press, the Dakshin Bharat edition has little more additional verses are there. But if at that time there was Kesari Mohan Ganguly, there was a great author, Swamiji. Faithfully, it is exact translation of the Mahabharata. Probably the English is little that
archaic English.
That kind of an English. But then anybody is interested, it is available, and they can read Kesari Mohan Ganguly.
Yes,
entire Mahabharata.
Coming to this Vamsha, Swamiji, so Mahabharat, as you said, it was named as Jaya. How did it become Mahabharat and why do we call it as Mahabharat?
One reason, Bharadanam Janma Mahabharatam Uchyate, there is a sloka. See, because it describes about the Janma of the Bharata. See, Bharata Vamsha, Bharata was born to Shakuntala and Dushyanta. So this entire, earlier it was Puru Vamsha, then it became Kuru Vamsha. So it is all same, Bharata, then Puru, Kuru. These are all named after the kings only. Kuru became the Kaurava Vamsha. Then all the Purus were there. Then it was a Paurava Vamsha. Before that, Dushyanta and Shakuntala, the king born was, his name was,
Bharat.
actually originally his name was Sarvadamana. His name was Sarvadamana, means he is able to control everything. Then he was named as, because of this Bharata Varsha, then he is also called Bharata.
Bharat.
So some say that it is named after, there is a sloka named after him. Then Bharatvacha Mahabharata iti uchyate. The Bhara means the volume of the work, not only the number of slokas, because of its depth. There's so much depth. It is a real Bhara. Bhara means that heaviness of the content, the number of slokas. Therefore, much later it is popularly known as Mahabharata.
So Bharat Raja, as you said, is son of Shakuntala and Dushyant. He had children, but he did not choose his children to be succeeding him. He appointed somebody else on the throne because he found his children were not eligible to rule. And so he found somebody else who was more eligible, and then he appointed them as his successor. Is that true, Swamiji? Because many times we think that it is only the dynasty rule that happens in kings.
Then I didn't find any reference in Mahabharata for this, Swamiji.
So he appointed his own son.
So it was there, it is coming. Then much later Yayati came. See, from the Yayati only you know that Yayati married to Devayani, and then there was another Sarmishta.
Yes.
Then he was cursed by
Nahusha.
Shukracharya.
No, Shukracharya.
Shukracharya cursed him, so he became old. Then he wanted to exchange that
youth,
his oldness with youthfulness. So one of the son, Sarmishta's son, was ready to give. So then Yayati, instead of handing over the kingdom to all other, he chose
Puru.
The Puru to hand over the kingdom. So that we read. Then Puru gave it to Kuru. So this is mentioned.
Right.
But the one what you said
about Bharata is
Bharat, I'm not aware about it. So.
Yes, Swamiji. Now we come to, so Bharat Raja, and then his son was Pratipa. And then Shantanu. So Shantanu, when he falls in love with Satyavati, and Satyavati's father gives a condition that children of Satyavati only should be appointed as the heir on the throne. At that time, Devavrat takes that promise.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow.
Brahmacharya.
That he will not marry, and his children also will not. So he will not have children, and they will not stake a claim to the throne. And he promises that Satyavati's children will be appointed on the throne.
Yes.
Is that how can he trade for the future, Swamiji, when he doesn't even know the character of those children? And he takes a promise, and then he is also glorified as Bhishma. And he takes an oath that he will be loyal to whoever is on the throne also. And so we find that whole life he stuck to that vow, when he should have ideally, possibly even chosen dharma when the ruler is being adharmic. So is his oath even justified, Swamiji?
Swamiji, here the idea of time, the concept of time also plays important role. So it was destined during that period, this entire Kuru Vamsha to decline. So actually the last authentic, the warrior, the person, if you see, it is only Bhishma. After Bhishmacharya's, the entire Kuru Vamsha, the what do you call, the decline started after Bhishmacharya. So one way, Swamiji, in the cycle of time, so it was destined to happen that way. But then normally, sometimes it doesn't appeal to be very convincing. Then if you see Bhishmacharya taking that oath of that brahmacharyam, if you ask me personally, is it right or not, then we should go back to his previous lives also. No, he was not just born like any other human being. No, Ganga Devi also was cursed by Brahma himself. Now this Shantanu was a Mahabhishek. Actually, he is a king Mahabhishek. So he was also cursed. So they came down as Shantanu and Ganga. Meanwhile, while they were coming down, Vasishta cursed all these Vasus. Then they pleaded their the innocence and this one. Then Vasishta said that, okay, I'll forgive seven of you, but the actual mistake, the stealing that cow of Vasishta is done only by that eighth Vasu. His name was Dyav. Dyav is the Vasu. So that only you all will be born because I have cursed. But you will immediately, you will be ascending to your own respective lokas. Since he had that desire, he had that greed, because there, Swamiji, when human beings commit some mistakes, Lord gives little long rope. But then when you go up in the ladder of evolution, if you do something, their choices are not given, you will reap the result of this immediately. So, being a Vasu, when I am not there, he stole the cow, therefore he has to reap that karma. So he will be born. Na prajayishyati, there is a sloka, but he himself says that he will be born, but he will not have any prajas. Children will not be born to him. It is already, this is there.
There's a backstory for this.
And the backstory is there. We have to, so when we take Swamiji, we have to take everything into account. So these words of the rishis also, it will come true. So everything it is, they don't just curse out of their likes or dislikes, keeping the large picture, how what is going to happen in. So they must have also foreseen the decline of this entire Kuru Vamsha. So at that time, Bhishmacharya was born. Had he not taken that vow, then the history would have been totally different. Totally different. All this would not have happened. Now, that is only then again or speculation. But then he has taken this vow because at the back of it, he has a Vasu. He wants to again go back to his own world. He was not much interested also. His character is also designed in such a way. So he takes that vow. Another thing, he was faithful to his father also. He wanted to fulfill first his father's desire. That way, then we have to blame Shantanu also, because he yielded to that temptation.
But when the condition was put, Swamiji, he withdrew, saying, no, this I cannot. Then he went into sadness, and then, so for the father's duty, towards the duty as a son towards his father, he also was crowned as a prince, Devavrat, but that duty as a prince, he has no right to say, ki, I will tell the children, I will promise that the children of Satyavati will rule, because he doesn't know them. What, suppose they turn out to be very wicked, then the praja will suffer, no, Swamiji?
Definitely, Swamiji. But he has taken that vow because of that Vasishta's curse. No, that is how, because it is the sure sign that it is going to get this Kuru Vamsha, the after Bhishmacharya, the declination of that Kuru Vamsha started. That is a clear sign there. We can understand he has taken. Whether it is right or wrong, all that is one topic that we should discuss it in a length. But what has happened is, the purpose for taking that kind of a vrata, he just wanted to please his father. So he is, because that desire was there, then probably he would have also, the Bhishma is also not ordinary person, Swamiji. These people are all not ordinary people. They could also foresee everything. So that part of it, what was going on in their mind, actually all that, it is very difficult for us to see it. But this is what actually happens.
So moving on, Swamiji, they have so Vichitra Virya and Chitrangada, they are there, and Satyavati gives birth to them. And now Bhishma goes to Kashi, Naresh, and he forcefully takes Amba, Ambika and Ambalika, Swamiji. It is supposed to be a Swayamvar, actually, he went to. Again, being rooted in Dharma and having studied, so Ganga Devi was his mother and Parshuramji is his guru, etc. And he is so anchored in Dharma. How can he go to a place like this? And Kashi is a smaller kingdom compared to Hastinapur. how can he go and he just abducts the three of them, Swamiji? And it is Swayambara. In Swayambara, they are supposed to choose their. So how is it that Bhishma can go to a smaller kingdom like Kashi, and when Hastinapur is so big, and he goes and abducts them, and Swayambara is supposed to be that they are supposed to choose their groom. That was a beautiful tradition in our Sanatan Dharma. And he just goes and abducts all of them. How is that even justified, Swamiji?
Swamiji, if you see in Mahabharata, he himself justifies is that there are 8 types of vivahas is allowed for a kshatriya. So a kshatriya can those days they were all no, unlike nowadays, Swamiji, we can question everything. But those days they will stick to these are all kshatriya dharma. It is all allowed in kshatriya dharma. So in fact, he shows his valor, his prowess, his domination over all other small kings. All that it is an exhibition of the power only. A kind of, you can say that, arrogance, for which only he paid much later. He pays prices for all that they pay equally. They pay price for
Price for it.
so here, while abducting, then those people also they don't remain quiet. All the kings they come together, they fight with Bhishmacharya. Bhishma fights with everybody. There also, he shows his valor and then he abducts. When Amba questions it, she says that what you have done is not right because I had love for Salva.
Shalva.
When she said, then he consults. He understands that he has done some grave mistake. Then he was not very adamant. Then he says that other two, Ambalika and Ambika, they were actually quite happy. They stayed back. In fact, they were thinking differently. They stayed back, but then Amba was left by Bhishmacharya. Then much later, that Salva also did not accept because he thought he was humiliated by Bhishmacharya. Now that he sends back, then I don't want to accept. Then that became his ego problem. Then Amba again came and requested Bhishmacharya himself to marry her. Then Bhishma expresses his inability because he has taken this oath. Then that continued. And that we will see what happened to Amba, all that we see that. And because of that one act of Bhishmacharya, and his fate was sealed. Because of that one abducting Amba, end of the day, he has to die only in the hands of Shikandi. So if they do, Swamiji, that also shows if they trespass all that, they eventually they will face this kind of the consequences they will face. That is also clearly shown there. So one of them, so two sons of Satyavati, Chitrangad and Vichitravirya. So Chitrangad dies in a battle, and then Vichitravirya is Vichitravirya gets I think something like Shaya Roga, Swami. Physically he was not he becomes ill. Well, so he dies, and now Satyavati calls Vedavyasji, and through the Niyoga system they get they call the three children. Devara Nyaya. It is called Devara Nyaya, Swamiji. Devara Nyaya. There is one Nyaya. Those days, it was in practice, Swamiji. So if the kings have no children, then there are so many other ways that is all described in Mahabharata, which may not be quite relevant today. But today, people do it through medically. There are so many opportunities are there. If the children are not there, there are so many medical science have developed. Those days they have different tradition, different type of dharma to have children, to have the dynasty to continue. There are so many other methods were there. They are all approved methods. They were not against any dharma or anything. It is all sanctioned by the scriptural authority. Vedavyasa also, because when Satyavati she thinks about him, Vedavyasa appears. Vedavyasa has no other desire, just because to fulfill his mother promise, and it was also well within the dharma. And he also gives mantras to them. Ambika and Ambalika, he gives mantras. He is asking them to practice 1 year self-discipline. It is not that out of lust or anything, we should not read all these stories, because see, we have to be very carefully to even to read Mahabharata, to understand Mahabharata, to appreciate all these things. A kind of purity is also required, because we just question everything, but then we have to understand everything. If that way it is said, what Veda Vyasji did, it was nothing wrong. It was properly done. They were purified. They were given all the mantras, and those days it is allowed. Otherwise, then Satyavati, in fact, again requests Bhishmacharya.
To marry.
Bhishma says that he cannot.
He cannot marry.
So then the only option they left with is this is the option.
And because Satyavati's son he is, so it is in the same dynasty
same
that way.
dynasty. So it is allowed. Those days, like this, there are many other dharmas also there, Swamiji, which we cannot now practice all those things. If you say actually, according to our present laws, it may not work. It was there those times.
So when we spoke about Amba and Amba, so Amba became Shikhandini, and then Shikhandini, with the help of some Gandharva, transformed into Shikhandi. So from a female form, she came to a male form. So is it similar to what people are doing today, Swamiji? They are doing gender change surgeries because they want to identify. So they say, I am a woman in a man's body. I identify as a woman. And then some people are actually transforming physically through surgeries, and they are becoming from men to women, women to men. So is it like that, Swamiji, or Swamiji, it happens through some...
This modern mind is very complex to understand. Now, if I say anything, if I comment anything on this, then thousands of people are waiting there to jump on. Modern world, there is something called wokeism. I don't know if I heard a word.
Yes, Swami.
So one fun day, people wake up. The moment they wake up, whatever they think they wanted to become a female. See, this kind of a mindset, totally deviating from our tradition, our culture, and condemning it and criticizing it, and whatever you feel like doing, that is real freedom. See, this kind of... Now, if that's what I'm afraid to use this word. If I say perversion, then people totally they said,
Yes.
No, it is our freedom, our choice. How we call us as a religious police. So we don't want religious police and all. But what happened actually in case of Shikandi, Shikandini becoming Shikandi, there was a motive was there. It was not done any out of perversion
Individual
or haste or anything. But that is also, Swami, it is purely that hatred was there. For Amba, that hatred towards that Bhishmacharya, she wanted to take revenge on Bhishmacharya. So she didn't just like that, she did enormous tapas. If you read Mahabharata, even Subramanya, Lord Subramanya appeared before her, he only gave that garland. And whoever wears this garland, they will become cause for Bhishma's death. See, that is how that garland was put on Panchala's door. Then Panchala, out of fear, he didn't throw that garland also. He just hanged it somewhere else. Much later, she became... Shikandini was born to Panchala only. In Panchala king only. But then it is the same Amba. So that was deep in her mind. She wanted to take revenge. But in that body, that particular body, she knew that she can't take... she has to learn everything. A woman cannot just go and she cannot participate in that. Not because she is a woman. We find even Mahabharata period, there are even the woman warriors were created in Dwaraka by Lord Krishna. But then she said she wanted to learn all the warfare, everything. So she went somewhere to Gangotri something, where this Utsavam for Gandharvas were happening. So she faithfully served one. There, if I remember that name of that Gandharva is Stulakarna. There is one Gandharva Stulakarna. Finally, he wanted to give some boon. So this was going on in her mind. So the motive to become another gender is not the motive of the present generation. There was a motive, and Amba also, it is very pathetic story if you read. I really personally, I sympathize for Amba. Instead of doing so much tapas, even Lord Shiva appeared before her. Even Ganga Devi also goes and counsels her. In spite of all that, she could have, had she changed her mind, and then she would have become the mightiest soul. But then that one deep hatred, even she goes to Parshuram. Because of that, Bhishma and Parshuram, they fight the war for 29 days, not 1 or 2 days. So that motive of changing that gender, all that is totally different. We cannot equate with modern this one. So that is totally different. What is going on now is totally, it is different.
True, Swamiji. Now Dhritarashtra and Pandu and Vidur, they are born, Swamiji. So Pandu was crowned as the king, and then we know that finally he went away to the forest, leaving his kingdom because he felt guilty what he has done. He wants to do tapasya, so he went. Now Bhishma wanted to make Dhritarashtra as the king, but Vidur says no, he cannot be a king, and he is a blind person. He cannot be the king. So Pandu was made the king, and but finally Dhritarashtra again is made the king. As you said some time back, Swamiji, that when Yudhishthir went, he handed over the kingdom actually to Subhadra, so that till Parikshit becomes of age, and then he will start ruling. So why could they not find somebody like that for some time? Because Dhritarashtra is anyway not eligible as a king, no, Swamiji, because he is blind. Why they finally made again Dhritarashtra as the king?
Swamiji, at that time, other than Pandu, after Pandu's demise, there was no choice. But already children were born.
But why could not Bhishma take up the kingdom as a caretaker king?
So he was, that he said he will not ascend to the throne of that Hastinapur. That it is not just a brahmacharya.
Right.
He said
He will
that
not
he will
take
not
the
ascend
claim.
on the throne. But then by the time the children were born,
And they were
their
also put
father
on
may
the
be
throne.
blind. But then children are born, so they have every right to claim the throne. The Pandu children are also there. For Dhritarashtra, Duryodhana, all these children are born. So there was no need for Bhishmacharya to look outside that dynasty when already children were born. Initially, they would have thought all these children, they will live together without, what's it, then they will probably, Dharma, like
The eldest one will
Dhritarashtra,
go.
when Pandu was made as a king, Dhritarashtra did not oppose. In fact, Pandu also kept Dhritarashtra only as a king. And he brought all the wealth, all that expansion of that Kuru Vamsha happened because of Pandu. All the wealth was bought only, but then he respected always his elder brother. And Vidura also had always respect for Pandu and Dhritarashtra. See, they would have thought much later they all lived together and this kingdom would flourish. But then the moment he was born, Vidura knew when the Duryodhana was born, Vidura wants Dhritarashtra. So, but then his extreme attachment for his child, till the entire Vamsha was destroyed, he kept quiet. And then when Pandavas also, Pandu's sons also, when we were 15 years old, till 15 years, they were living only in the forest. Actually, the prince coronation was done for Yudhishthira. They do it.
Oh, they do it, Swamiji?
They do it, Swamiji.
Though they are in the forest.
They become, after coming from the forest, he was made as the prince, not as a king. So then that is how Dhritarashtra becomes starts. More jealous. He thinks, he really sees that. He thought these people won't come back. So he would be the automatic choice for
Duryodhana would be automatic choice
after Dhritarashtra. But suddenly all these they come back, and then they all decide now anyway Pandu's son only should be made. See, there also we don't have that way. If you see that Dhritarashtra's son Duryodhana is also equally eligible,
strong and capable,
but then probably he is elderly person. Dharma is elderly person. Automatically, Dharma was made. That created all that jealousy in the mind. So it all started. This was not expected by them, but it has happened.
Another question that always comes is when from childhood, this Pandavas and Kauravas, the Kauravas have been attempting on the life. They poisoned Bhima and put him in the river, and then they tried to kill them in Varnavat. Many things they have done. As Kshatriyas, why did the Pandavas not retaliate at that time itself, Swamiji? We can understand that there is brother, the cousins are there and some forgiveness part of it. But when life is being attempted upon, then why did they not retaliate at that very moment? Because then the build-up has happened, Swamiji, and finally the war is happening.
It is true, Swamiji. But then, see, you can't act in haste. So emotionally, we can raise this kind of question, but they cannot act in haste.
But will it not be seen as cowardice, Swamiji?
No, it's not cowardness, Swamiji. You have to study the situation, Swamiji. At the time, the entire power, most of the people were loyal to only the Kauravas. Most of the kings, because Bhishmacharya was there, they were all afraid to do anything against Bhishmacharya. No, Vidura also knew this. Vidura also wants many times. And these people were young, Swamiji. They were not old.
Yes.
They are all young. They are going through all these things. See, immediately, it is not just a battle of fighting on the street that he humiliated me. He said, then immediately I jump on you. See, it involves the entire kingdom, Swamiji. If they do anything, they will be totally. Already they are trying to kill them, trying to wipe out even Bhishma. Even though Bhishmacharya is great, all these things are happening. Then these people were not perfectly protected. They don't have any protection. So they have to gather the military force, Swamiji. It is not between two individuals. If that happens, see, that way they all fight and Bhima always doesn't. But then to take a conclusive retaliate in a more conclusive way, then they have to build their military power silently. They need more allies. See, that is what they, after Varanavata, they hide. They in Ekachakranagiri. Then they go to Panchala Desha. So because of that Panchala Desha, they get the support of that Panchala. So for that war, they need all that military power, no Swamiji. And they were too young at that time. When all these Varanavata incidences were happening, all these were happening. It is not only they are young, but it is too early stage for them to retaliate. Vidura says that we have to now somehow lay low.
Coming to Kunti and Karna, Swamiji. So Kunti gives birth to Karna, and then, as we know, she leaves him in a basket, and now he is brought up by Adhiratha and his wife Radha. So he is called as a Sutaputra and a charioteer's son. So we have also heard that because he was a Sutaputra, he was being insulted or he was denied opportunities. Dronacharya did not accept him as a student, and also that in Swayamvar of Draupadi, he was denied even an opportunity to try to pierce the eye of the fish. How true is this, Swamiji?
Swamiji, this word Sutaputra, the word Suta existed during that time. I think if you see traditionally, at the time when a Kshatriya king marries to a Brahmana lady, then the son born is called Suta. So they are eligible to perform all Kshatriya duties. They can do all Kshatriya duties, but then they cannot claim any on par status with the Kshatriyas. But they can do all, as far as their duty is concerned, they fall in the duty of the Kshatriyas. But then this system was there at that time, so it is every period have a different system. Like now, the present prevailing system we cannot question.
Yes.
Whatever all the laws are there, whatever the system is there, that we are abiding. Those days they used to abide that system. So that way the Sutas, they're eligible to teach. Like the Romakarshana's Putra, he is also Suta. He became a teacher. See, they can teach, or they can take care of the elephants. It is said that they can maintain elephant. Like that, some of the Sutas choose to be the charioteers. So they are all Kshatriya. The duty, if you see that, it is only a Kshatriya duty.
Kshatriya karma wise.
They were that way. It was not a. There is no caste wise and all. He was not humiliated. So whenever this humiliation happens, Swamiji, how many now people say that Karna humiliated many times. Karna, no, nobody humiliated Karna. Only Bhima repeatedly used to call him Sutaputra, Sutaputra, Sutaputra. Even Dronacharya, he was a student of Dronacharya only, Karna also.
He learned under Dronacharya.
He learned
Swamiji,
under Dronacharya.
Because many times they say that he was
only
denied.
Some of the astras, the particular astra, he went to Parshuram. So otherwise, the normal thing, when he was made, then Dronacharya, Dronacharya taught him. He was not denied. When he wanted to wage a war, he wanted to show his prowess. After that Gurukula is over, then only question raised by Kripacharya only raises this question. If you want to fight with Arjuna, fight means if you want to show your competition, you want to, then either you should be a Kshatriya, these are all, or you should be a king. If you are a king, then you can fight. At that time, Dronacharya comes forward, that Angadesa was given to that. Then slowly all of them, they interfere. That this one is settled there. He was insulted not by anybody, Swamiji. Bhishma repeatedly insults. Bhima repeatedly insults. But this version that he was not allowed to participate in Draupadi's Swayamvara is not true. He participates. Jarasan, Shishupala participates. Duryodhana they all participate. Even he was given a choice. And so he is not able to pierce. He actually exhibits his power. He was not able to do it. Then at that time, all these Pandavas, they will be under the disguise of a Brahmana. They said, they will ask Drishtadyumna. Say, we are Brahmanas. They say that, we are Brahmanas. Are we eligible to participate in this Swayamvara? He says that, I don't mind, as far as you fulfill the condition. If this task is fulfilled, even if you are a Brahmana, you can participate it. And then Arjuna goes and participates, then he hits it. Then the Drishtadyumna gives Draupadi to Arjuna. At that time they fight. See, Karna fights with Arjuna. See, these things nobody talks. They say simply blindly, they say Karna was not denied. Everybody gave the choice. Only Arjuna succeeded. Then immediately they were humiliated. What Kshatriyas could not do, a Brahmana did it. So immediately they fight against. At that time, Arjuna and Karna, they fight immediately after the Swayamvara. In fact, Arjuna defeats Karna. And there is a particular shloka, Swamiji, in Mahabharata. He says, Karna, out of astonishment, who are you? Sakshat Dhanurveda or what? I feel that you must be only Mahavishnu or you must be Dhanurveda, because like this I have not in my life, or you must be Arjuna, something like Arjuna. So in fact he praises and he runs away. So everywhere when it comes to fighting, Swamiji, equal rights were given to Karna. It is not that here and there people say that he is in, how many times he insulted other people. He was only the friend of but how many times he insulted Bhishmacharya in front of everybody? That nobody talks. Yes. He insults Vidura. He insults all other people. When he can insult everybody, and that is not insult. When he is called Sutaputra, then immediately that made it as a big issue. In fact, it is interesting, Swamiji, that he studied under Dronacharya. So Arjuna and the Karna both studied under Dronacharya, and that is not ever told. We always think that he comes into the picture only when competition has to happen, and also that he took part. People have floated so many theories, Swamiji, where Krishna is telling Draupadi that when Karna is rising to pierce the arrow to that fish, you say that he is a Sutaputra, I will not marry, so you deny it, so Karna is denied. Like this, many things are created, Swamiji. See, in Mahabharata, Krishna was introduced only during that Swayamvara, and no big hero introduction and all. See, they read so many kings' name. They say that from Yadava, there is Sri Krishna also has come. He has not come there to participate in the Swayamvara. He just wanted to see. That is the first time he meets Pandavas there. He wanted to ensure that If Pandavas are alive, because by that time the story floated in Varanavada,
That
all
they
these
have been
people were
killed.
burned. So he wanted to ensure that Pandavas are alive. If they are alive, definitely they will, come to that place. So that's all. He doesn't interfere. He doesn't speak one word there. He doesn't speak. And these are all people say that he instigated Draupadi. I don't know. At least it is not in Vyasa
In
Bharata.
Vyasa Mahabharata.
Karna is given equal. He was Anga king. The Swayambara was common to everybody. Everybody were given a choice.
So we also read, Swamiji, that there are Dushta Chatushtaya in Mahabharata. So Duryodhan, Dushasan, Shakuni and Karna.
These four, yes.
In these four, Karna is supposed to be the worst, Swamiji. Why is it like that? And today the world has glorified Karna like anything. As though he is a victim. No doubt he was left by his mother, but they glorify him that full life he has been a victim, and finally even when he was killed also it was not fair, and so it has been hyped up a lot. But Mahabharata is saying that Dushta Chatushtaya.
Swamiji, I am also quite surprised. So whenever I give Mahabharata lectures, when I speak anything against Karna, they think that I have some personal enmity towards Karna. I have nothing. I have no personal enmity towards Karna. Swamiji, when we study Mahabharata, people forget one basic thing, that we should not fall in love with characters. This is very important, Swamiji. When we read a text, we should read as it is. Even if it is Krishna also, we should not fall in love with that character. If you fall in love with that character, then you will not be able to see what is written as it is. Now, before studying itself, Swamiji, in our mind we fix, because we see some movies. In Tamil Nadu also, there is one movie, Karna. And a great actor acted in that movie.
Shivaji Ganeshan.
Shivaji Ganeshan acted, and he is a superhero. And all the songs are there also in that movie, written by one great poet, Kannadasan. If you see, everything is mostly it is portrayed in that movie against Lord Krishna, as though Krishna did something wrong. Because first they fix that character, they fall in love with that character, they hate some character. No, Mahabharata should not be studied like that, Swamiji. Keep aside all these our personal likes and dislikes. We let us study as it is. If Krishna has committed some mistake, let us say. There, Mahabharata, whoever has done any mistake, faithfully, Veda Vyasaji recorded it. You tell me, Swamiji, in the world, this one has the, that kind of courage
to write the truth as it is.
As it is. Had Veda Vyasa had wanted to record, he would have glorified somebody. Even some great personalities have done. They have done. It is up to you how you take it. Now, in case of Karna, what happened, Swamiji? First thing, that he was left by Kunti. So that sympathy has gone into the minds of the people.
Yes.
See, why we fall in love with that character? Because basically people think that
some injustice done to me.
I also understand that injustice has been done. But Kunti also was young. She also didn't know. She was not grown up. She was out of fear. She did it. Because that she was purposely, she didn't disown him. The situation was like that. She was also throughout her life feeling for it. That sympathy. Then when that kingdom was given by Duryodhana, he was loyal to him. See, because of that loyalty, people like Karna. But whom he was loyal, they are not able to discriminate it. He was not loyal to the right person. Never ever, when Duryodhana went wrong, so he never corrected it. If he is a true friend, if you are really a true friend, when a friend errs, you are supposed to advise him. At least at some places, Saguni advises, but Karna never advises. In most of the place, all the wrongdoings of Duryodhana was instigated by Karna. Now, this I am not saying because I am against Karna. It is recorded there.
In fact, Draupadi's humiliation also was initiated by Karna.
Initiated by him only. And all the wrongdoings, Swamiji, he was there. Now, the thing is, he was a Surya Putra. we glorify him because he is Surya Putra. Now I am also, there are many virtues in Karna also. That way
Yes.
Duryodhana also, to his own subjects, he was a good king. He was only hating these people.
Pandavas.
But then if you see the way he ruled and all, not much, you don't find any, he was not that kind of a king where people were happy. That is a different part. Here, in Karna case, he is a Surya Putra. Some initially he was that way. If you see Pandavas also, their father died. 16 years they were in the forest, but nobody wants to sympathize
with them. Yes.
When they came back, when this bifurcation happened, that Kandava Prastha, nothing was
Barren
there.
land, waste place.
Hastinapuram was given to these people. Kandava Prastha and Dharmaputra silently he accepted it, and nobody sympathizes with them. 12 years they are also went in the forest. 1 year, how many the amount of humiliations Draupadi underwent, Swamiji, no women in the history of this creation underwent the humiliations that Draupadi underwent. But nobody wants to sympathize with Draupadi. But when 1,000 reasons are there to sympathize with Pandavas, but then just because we don't like Krishna, see Swamiji, this is completely a hatred for the Lord. See, if they read and question, we can answer. So they already fixed that we are atheist, we don't want to believe all this. So they question, therefore, anything whoever supports Krishna, who are in favor of Krishna. That's what in South, sometimes Duryodhana is a hero. Ravana is a hero.
Ravana is very true.
They are heroes. Karna is a hero. But the amount of, therefore, Swamiji, if we study without falling in love with that character, study the entire character. Now, yesterday also I told Swamiji in my lecture, we mistake fragment for the whole. In Karna's character, they take bits and pieces. And there in Tamil also, there is Villiputra or Bharatam, where so many things are glorified. Last, Krishna went and begged from Karna to, hand over all his dharma. That is all not there in Vyasa Bharata. Why Krishna will go and beg from Karna? See, these are all said in Villiputra or Bharatam. But that is all not in Vyasa Bharatam. Vyasa Bharatam, whoever committed any mistake, that is clearly pointed out. So then somehow people take bits and pieces of Karna character and they just glorify. In fact, it is said in his previous birth, he was a Rakshasa, Sahasra Kavacha Rakshasa. His 999 armors were pierced by Naranarayana Rishi.
Oh.
With only one armor, that's what, with that one armor, when he was born, he born with Kavacha. He had that hatred for Nara and Narayana, Arjuna and for Krishna in his previous life. See, that also continued. And he was always hating Arjuna for no reason. See, these things, if we study, we should study the entire character. Otherwise, what is the point in glorifying? There are good qualities also in him. Krishna also appreciates him. Krishna praises him. Vyasa also praise him. Bhishmacharya also, when he was in bed, when he falls in, when Karna goes, he apologizes to Bhishma for all that he has done. At that time also, Bhishma praises Karna.
I find it little strange also, Swamiji, that way that Bhishma and they all are praising him, but why did Karna choose not to fight when Bhishma was the commander-in-chief? And the way it is portrayed in the world today is that Bhishma said, I will not fight because Karna is a Sutaputra. Karna should not fight till I am the commander because he is a Sutaputra. No, that's Swami, the way it is put today.
Swamiji, it is all, if you see, even at small level, egos take upper hand. Now, in small, even little issues, in little people also, ordinary people also. Now, these are all mighty people. Karna is a mighty power. Bhishma is another mighty power. Repeatedly, taking the support of Duryodhana, Karna repeatedly insulted Bhishma. So that has gone into Bhishmacharya's mind also. When that position of leading the Kauravas army was given to Bhishmacharya, he keeps all that in his mind that this man has insulted him. So he awaits for opportunity. When that division of army is done, responsibilities were given, he doesn't say that he is a Sutaputra, all that he should not fight and all. he doesn't care much for Karna. He says he is not even Atirata. Not leave alone
Maharathi.
He is not Maharathi. He is not even Atirati. I can't call him as a Ratika. He says it. He says it because he insulted. He just wanted to see.
But he doesn't say you should not fight.
If you are loyal to Duryodhana, why are you worried about what Bhishmacharya says? You are not fighting for Bhishmacharya. No, people say Karna is always loyal. In my, he became utter liability to Duryodhana. He did not ask Duryodhana before taking that. He only took the vow until Bhishmacharya, died. That means he already decided Bhishmacharya is going to die. I will not enter into the battle. Did he ask Duryodhana?
So he took this vow by himself.
He himself only.
So Bhishma did not deny him an opportunity to fight.
And Kavacha Kundalas, Duryodhana thought Kavacha Kundalas are there. That Kavacha Kundalas also he said that.
He gave away to the Brahmana.
That Nagastra also, I will put that Nagastra only once. Second time, see, whatever, actually, Duryodhana believed him more. But end he became a liable. He only instigated. Had Karna stopped at any point, Duryodhana would have listened. Nowhere in Mahabharata you will find Swamiji Karna giving good counsel to Duryodhana. In fact, he is jealous, his personal vengeance also. He used it. He used Duryodhana. See, this when I say, people generally think that we are against Karna. No.
We should see what are the facts actually.
The fact what is there, that only we are seeing.
If you are enjoying listening and learning from the real Mahabharata, then do like, comment and share this video. And watch out for part 2, where many more interesting questions we will be taking up for discussion.